All right, welcome to the Patriot Hour. It's Saturday evening, March 14th, 2020. Seeing all the great Patriots joining in the room here. What is going on to the Patriots? From all over, checking in. I see Oregon and Georgia and Ohio, Northern Cali, Texas, Ohio, coast to coast, folks. We are even over the pond. I see people checking in from the UK. Hope everyone's trying to stay informed. Trying to get you some truth here on this Saturday evening. Florida deplorable. Yes, lots of Florida, Idaho, Michigan, South Jersey, Mississippi, and Texas. North Carolina, Eaton, Ohio, Rochester, New York. Happy Corona Day. I don't mean that in... Again, here at the Patriot Hour, I encourage you to always think for yourself and come to your own conclusions, folks, based off all of the facts presented. Take a look at everything. Listen to everybody. Believe nothing until you can verify it. All right, however that works best for you. Okay, we're going to jump into a few different articles here. And this first one is just wow. So Joe Biden wanders off camera during a live town hall during the campaign. Campaign tries to cover it all up with a logo. Pretty wild. Joe Biden held a virtual town hall via Facebook Live on Friday, and it was a total disaster, as we would they should leave the tech alone. But first, Biden got kind of confused, right? And didn't know when he would be president if he won the election. Then he wandered up kind of off camera, and he was babbling about the Amazon forest burning and how if he were president, he'd offer $20 billion to protect it. He's going to throw some money, maybe some toilet paper, onto the situation. So the campaign tried to cover it all up with a logo. Seriously, what is wrong with Joe Biden? All these doctors were willing to give their TV diagnoses to Trump, sitting from the chair over at CNN. Now these same people don't want to, they refuse to give their diagnosis for Biden when it's very clear, folks, very, very clear. Roscoe Terman, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. All right, if you're buffering, I would suggest maybe jumping out of the room real quick, coming back in. That seems to help with some people. If you're on your cell phone signal, you should always try to be, I mean, if you're wanting to get into the technical things, just you should always try to be on internet, like Wi-Fi, like literal broadband connection, home internet, business internet. The cell phones always seem to, if you're driving or if you're on just cell phone service in its own, it's not as good. You could always try logging out, coming back in, resetting your device. Brenda Branson, thank you. God bless you and all your efforts. Well, God bless you, Brenda. God bless you and all the Patriots. Thank you for the super chat. I love this screen here, folks. It just, I don't really miss anything. I kind of see it out of my peripheral vision, so it's awesome. Always talking about the babbling on lately about the upgrades, but it's just so helpful. So again, seriously, what's wrong with Joe? And I got this little video I think queued up here. We'll take a look at this queued up video.
In the state of Delaware, for example, set up the coastal zone legislation, which means that they can't build any factories or anything within 1 mile of the estuary of the Delaware River and the Atlantic Ocean and the Chesapeake. And so the whole point of this is that we can do a lot to deal with endangered species. And one of the things I would like to raise is that we have to deal with this on an international basis as well. Because right now, for example, we have a thing, Brazil as the Amazon is burning because they're trying to clear the Amazon in order to make money in agriculture. What I'd be doing is organizing the entire world to say, stop now, stop doing that. We will pay you $20 billion no longer to do this because you have an opportunity to be able to make up for the loss of being able to have this Amazon in the state of Delaware, for example, set up the coastal zone legislation, which means that they can't build any factories or anything within 1 mile of the estuary of the Delaware River and the Atlantic Ocean and the Chesapeake. And so the whole point of it.
There is, ladies and gentlemen, Joe Biden. Joe Biden, everybody. I don't know whether to, welcome him to Earth or what, but so they try to cover it up right there.
In order to make
they
money
flip over the little.
What I'd be doing is organizing the entire world.
Biden for Illinois is for Biden. Hilarious. Great work, Biden team. You guys are really on the ball there. Why don't you practice with the messenger? Sit him down. Slap some sense into this guy. Because it's unbelievable. Complete, utter disaster. They're a front runner. All by design. We can only speculate. All right, we're going to look at a few more articles here. We'll get off Joe Biden. So sorry, neocons, Trump isn't replacing Mike Pence with Nikki Haley. Interesting. 14 senators conspire Hawley's motion to censor Chuck Schumer for Supreme Court threats. Now, Corona's in Congress. I was taking a look at this one earlier. This is 3 days ago, but Corona in Congress, Senate staffer test positive for the Wuhan virus. Wayne Archer, welcome to Tier 1 support of the Patriot Hour. Thank you. We appreciate it. A Senate staffer has been diagnosed. So a Senate staffer, Washington Senator Maria Cantwell, hope she gets well, has been diagnosed with the Chinese coronavirus. The news of the diagnosis broke out on Wednesday evening. The individual isolated themselves after starting to experience some symptoms associated with the condition. So a press release from the senator's office confirmed that on the advice of the attending physician, the senator has closed her Washington, D.C. office this week for a deep cleaning, and the staff will be teleworking. Look at the approach of how they act like, they got people come in with suits, do a complete spray down of the office and all materials touched. And, you need a little isolation period. Unbelievable. Roscoe Truman, thank you. Have you heard that Hillary may still be getting in once Biden fails? Yes. I've actually said it myself. That would be like... I mean, Biden can't be, for some reason everyone dropped out quickly. They pushed him to be the front man for him. And I had said, once he starts, going down for some of this other investigative Ukrainian, Chinese, his son, him, that stuff, out of nowhere will come somebody to save the day. And that's when we should maybe panic a little bit. Yes, folks, it's something to keep we are just following along at this point. You're gonna have to make some decisions. That's where you come in, based off everything you've seen. One of the biggest things we have for our power, folks, is unleashing the truth, knowing the truth, and then at least voting off that. You vote these corrupt scumbags out, and then with all the exposure in the public sector, it's hard for them to even walk down the street. Some of these places would be safer for them. Talk about a quarantine. All right, so we're still going to go over a few more articles. Again, thanks for all the Jonna Berlin and Jeff, thank you. Super chat. Appreciate it so much. I see Danielle Bird in the house as a moderator. Okay, just making sure. And Jonna is as well. Randy Robbins, what's going on? Always nice to have some moderators holding it down, folks. Some of the greatest patriots here. Not much of issues. You guys are free. Again, folks, as in your going through all this and getting into your how you want to do your research and what works best for you. You're going to come across articles from CNN, and there are some truth articles from CNN, believe it or not. And you're like, what are you saying? I'm not going to go there. You're not going to convince me to use CNN. Well, I'm not trying to. I wouldn't convince you to look at Q stuff if you've come to the conclusion, I don't like it. That's fine. Don't. Take it out of your repertoire. Some of the best thing you can do in the intelligence gathering is when you're looking at your information is to analyze it alone. Isolated. Not to wander off into your own fantasies, but to look at things logically and see what you would come up with. All right. And I'm talking about you're having to weave through. And if your process is just looking into an article and you're collecting, you're going to look at CNN, look at Fox or some of these other, and then maybe get some raw data some other ways, things that have been released, declass, WikiLeaks things, maybe some emails back then. We were getting lies from the media on this particular instance, and then you get the email on it, and you're seeing the conversation between the people involved, and then what they had come out publicly and said before the email release. Doesn't really match up sometimes. So you're getting false information the whole time until you get this raw email between the two people, and then you can make your own determination. And that's where people come in, like say, you shouldn't look at these. You come here, we'll break them down and tell you what they mean. Because they're trying to control the narrative, all right? So you're going to do that on your own. You will do that on your own. And if you're a team of people, it's fine. You should all look at the information independently, separately, write down your notes and come to like what you would think this certain thing you're looking into, what it leads to, and what your most logical based off facts that you think you found. And then you all do that, and then you could come together and say, well, what did you land on? I landed on this. Well, that's exactly what I get, without being in the same room, because then somebody can control the group think narrative. It always happens. Sometimes unconsciously. Just my bit of advice for you, lovely patriots, on this Saturday evening. Again, no agendas here, just to promote freedom and truth and to keep our liberties alive. We don't, I don't have anything else, folks. It's been that since day one here. No script. All right, so we're still jumping into some different articles. So we see test positive for the Wuhan. Again, I mentioned yesterday there's a book out. Mary Ann Josephson, thank you. I don't know, I did miss that one somehow. If I'm staring at the camera, I cannot see other things. All right, so interesting book that I brought out. I got a little ad there. Dean Koontz. I brought it up yesterday. Dean Koontz, 1998. Talks about a virus in China coming out of the Wuhan. They called it the Wuhan 400 or something. Interesting book if you can get your hands on it and read it, or maybe the digital version online. Trump is negative for the okay, I know, I heard Trump as well got his test. Secretly, kind of last night, I guess, he got his test done, and it's back now, the results. I thought it would be a few more days. Or, I don't know if that's correct. Tamra, blatant. Trump is negative. Hope so. I mean, in the coming weeks, folks, I don't know where this is leading, all right? So we've been talking, lots of shutdowns. Started with the organized sports, Saturday Night Red Pill. So started with local or kind of bigger sporting events, basketball, NBA. And then you got people in Congress, and then now the people running are not doing big events. Trump's even cut off his events. I mean, just under the guise of what everyone's pushing and saying, things have shut down, and now it's trickled, to our local states. Michigan did it first on Thursday late night. We are now in Indiana, this area anyway, same thing. Kids are out until mid-April. They actually go back Monday, though, to, maybe get some digital devices and then prepare to get home here for the next month and do online digital studies. Can't have groups larger than 250. I think even here in Indiana, they've already put these things out. So it's starting with, just like we've talked about a year ago and even 2 years ago, martial law of sorts. Are there going to be, closures at the stores and stuff? We need to, regardless of whether it's being orchestrated and pushed, which we believe it could be, you need to, you can't control the things that happen around you, right? There's only certain things that, when they propagate things to you, you have a choice. You can believe it or not. But when they do things right in front of you, right around you, you don't have control, like curfews or, unfortunately, we're caught in that. So be prepared a little bit. I would definitely recommend. This is where we always talked about. We don't push for dates of any kind or, you should always prep. That's a normal procedure. We have said that here. I don't push it, and I didn't sell the Patriot packs and try to sell you everything under the sun. Little goo daddies that keep your phone charged and you can break into the windows because they have all the gadgets. Those are cool. Get one. But my mission here was to go through other things. But you should always have. I've gone over this. Everyone should prep on a sense of you should have plenty of the things that you need for you and yours. Enough said. So you still got time. It's a slow roll. You might have a hard time finding the toilet paper. Again, I don't know why people went to the toilet paper, folks. Somebody sent me that. Some of you might disagree, maybe, but yeah, Satan does suck. If you got a problem with that, we can discuss it. Let me know. Email me. God wins, folks. That's just the bottom line. We will help cater in that truth to the day I die. We are, at least in this country, 150 years into some manipulation of our Constitution. Some evil people crept back in the minute we defeated and got away from the rule of England in 1776 and declared it. They were right there at the door knocking, and they didn't stop. From the late 1700s all through the 1800s, they actually established the federal banking system again. Tried to. We're building the bank, and they got tore down. Presidents died on their deathbed. What's your most thing you're most proud of? I killed off the bankers, and died. I think it was Andrew Jackson. Do I agree with these people on all their, things that they no, but there's some pretty good fundamental things on the banking and our own right to control our own money. I mean, our coffers have been broke for over 100 years, so we've had to borrow from this Fed Reserve. Trump, for the first time, is stacking money in the coffers of our own country. How? How is he doing? Through tariffs. That's a bad idea, everyone said. Well, the mainstream was saying it, so therefore the sheeple. It's not a term I like to use anymore, folks, sometimes you got to grind it in to people's faces. People that don't have the time, that are busy by design, they cut through their living room and they hear a pop-up word, a hot buzzword on CNN or Fox News, and they stop long enough to listen to that journalist really quickly, really correctly, reading off a teleprompter, blah, 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 blah. And you're going to get that same narrative on any of the channels. And they think they are informed to the max at that point. 2 minutes. A minute of their time. And you spend a month on one topic. And you're they're real quick. That's not what I heard. This is what it is. It's unbelievable. We'll never shake what we're dealing with unless we get through those kinds of beat those battles on the home front. And more than anybody that you deal with, you're dealing with your loved ones, your family, your coworkers, your neighbors. So President Donald Trump takes the coronavirus test. just to be on the safe side, he said. So President Donald Trump revealed that he had taken the coronavirus test during a press conference on Saturday. Test results are expected back soon, although there's no indication that the President Trump is exhibiting any symptoms of the disease. The president stated that he took the test because of the hysteria from the press. See how that works? I mean, imagine this. What if at the end of this here in another week, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe after we go into extremes and we get pushed into martial law and all this other crap. What if it gets found out to be that it was all a lie? I mean, truly found out. Wouldn't that be disastrous to the media and to the orchestrators? Maybe a final blow. Even the people that still kind of believe in it, or believe in these sources, will have to look in the mirror and come to the conclusion that they were duped. And how could this be? I never knew they can just sit there and lie to me on the TV like that. And I better really reevaluate the way I've been getting my information. That's what we need to happen. Yes, they get away with everything all this time. So that's what I ask people, or when people come to me and they're like, this is, they've had plenty of time to get this done. Trump's, his first 3 years in office had been nothing but investigations on him. Actually set up in a way to where if he tried to do anything of the sorts, it would have looked like he was interfering with something, or look at what he's doing because of what's going on him. Like, you had to have that process play out, folks. Truly. Because if he would have made a move at any point during all that noise for 3 years when it was Russia, like, this is a serious thing, Russia. I mean, that's no longer, you don't hear nothing about Russia. We ain't hearing nothing about pedophiles. This financial collapse, this pandemic, has taken the noise off everything. It's taken the noise off everything else real going on. Unbelievable, right? That's how it works. So imagine the damage if this comes out to be known to be orchestrated. You had schools. I mean, how do you actually get the schools in all the different states to shut down? Well, I mean, the media did their job. They did really well. They were able to convince everybody through fake media. So, I mean, that would be huge. Huge in the scheme of it. Yes, in Spanish, corona means crown. And if you look up the other flu that we have, or some of these other ones, there's like crown, uncrowned, I believe. I don't know, somebody could probably... I'm just saying, folks, as far as financial, where's this going? I mean, you're going to tell me they're going to shut down schools for the kids. They're going to shut down the airports. They're just going to keep letting everyone go to the stores and work. That's not an issue. I thought the whole point of this was to quarantine and kind of... So it doesn't make sense to keep letting people go to work. My own opinion. We'll see how that plays out. I mean, that's, at this point, we are day by day, hour by hour, minute by minute updating. It's and like we said, some of this you just can't control. It's out of our control. We're in whatever they are going to do right around us at this point. Self-quarantine. Again, thanks for all the super chats and the new members. Welcome to the Patriot Hour. On that video, Darren Carson sent it to me. Again, shout out to Darren Carson. Helping keep me informed on everything. Again, any of you Patriots, don't hesitate. I got an email. If you're on the social medias like the Twitter, you can inbox the link. It's highly appreciated. I'll take a look. I try to look at everything. I try to get around to everybody and everything, but it's virtually impossible. So, former coronavirus patient, the hysteria has just gotten out of control. So, former coronavirus patient, the hysteria has just gotten out of control. Friday on Fox and Friends, a 65-year-old Jerry Jorgensen, a former Diamond Princess cruise ship coronavirus patient, detailed her sickness and the fallout since being diagnosed with the disease. Jorgensen revealed after running a slight fever and feeling a bit off for a few hours on the cruise ship, she is no longer testing positive for the COVID-19. She said the hysteria since has gotten back home to Utah and has gotten out of control. The hysteria has just gotten out of control, Jorgensen declared, all the toilet paper being gone. I don't get the toilet paper thing. I really don't. Me neither. Unbelievable. Nobody knows why they're buying the toilet paper. I've come to that conclusion. Nobody knows. Nobody knows why. Because everyone else is doing it. It's a bad thing in the military for any of you out there that are prior. This is really funny, but in all the years, the longer you're in, I mean, there was points in my career where I would see a line and you just end up getting in it because you just, oh, it's a line for something. So you're in it, and then you end up asking, like, what is this line? And they, oh, shit, you end up getting out of it because it's nothing. It's just, people don't know why they're doing something sometimes. It's because I was just talking about this in some garage talk earlier. Mid 2000s or early 2000s, I think, 2001, 2002, it was a slow summer day and there was a kidnapping, unfortunate kidnapping. CNN jumps on the opportunity to get this exclusive story with this family. It's probably the Elizabeth Smart or something, maybe, if I'm correct. But they get this exclusive signed deal with the parents to have exclusive rights to this kidnapping, and they're just buzzing it all day. Later on, like the next MSNBC, they're like, well, we want an exclusive, so they just waited for the next kidnapping to happen, and they got one. And then you kind of saw this go on for about a week, and it heightened up. I mean, sales of locks skyrocketed, I guess. And come to find out, it was like a 10-year low on kidnappings. Literally. It was a slow day, so one of the news channels did this, and then it created a fire of exclusive kidnapping stories to give the parents all the press time they needed, which isn't a bad thing, but and then sales of locks spiked, and so you can see how they can manipulate the toilet paper thing. I mean, what the hell? Doesn't really make sense. I mean, other people are saying, well, if we're going to be quarantined for 2-3 weeks, okay, but why? I mean, you got like 180 rolls there, dude. And it's created where stores are just empty of toilet paper. They aren't even loading it up onto the shelves or pulling in skids and just parking the skids, and people are ripping into it. And it's just wild. Utterly wild. Utterly wild. You can't go wrong, I guess, having some toilet paper, but I would be going for the food, I guess, if you're going to hoard on something. And get some toilet paper too, but sheesh. Calm down, folks. You're creating a shortage on TP. All right, folks. Got a decent amount in the room tonight. Let me see what I got. Oh, what are you doing? And that's posting. That is hilarious. So Trump announces that he took that test last night, despite the doctor's 11:55 p.m. memo to reports that it wasn't even needed. Somebody's already posting in the room, that it came back, but who knows? Some have claimed that the president is at risk because of his proximity to Fabio Wajorrington, a press secretary to Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro. During the event at Mar-a-Lago on Wednesday, the Brazilian official ended up testing positive for the disease. So Bolsonaro himself has taken a test that indicates he doesn't have the disease, despite a bevy of fake news from mainstream media operatives who fell for the bogus reports claiming that he was carrying the virus. Yeah, President Trump's test was negative. That's what we're hearing. But I don't know. It should be breaking on here then. Michigan's firearm maker awards special AR-14 to auto worker who challenged Biden on Second Amendment. This past Tuesday, Jerry Wayne was thrust into national politics. On that day, he and the other union auto workers at the Fiat Chrysler plant in Detroit, Michigan, welcomed former Vice President and current Democratic nominee for the runner, Joe Biden, to their new facility. During Biden's tour of the new plant, Mr. Wayne took his chance and asked the former Vice President a question about his Second Amendment policy. Why are you actively trying to end our Second Amendment rights and take away our guns? Instead of remaining calm and answering the question, Mr. Biden pushed aside his female aide and stuck his finger into the chest of the concerned auto worker. And he went into the rage-filled response. You're full of shit. You don't need an AR-14. Stop being a horse's ass. Instead of backing down from the threats, Jerry Wayne stood his ground for his conviction on the Second Amendment. Mr. Wayne's courage caught the eye of a local firearm manufacturer in Michigan called Next Level Armament, and they decided to award the auto worker with a very special edition AR-15 model, AR-14, for his convictions. So in the announcement for the award, Next Level Armament released a statement to their Facebook page. When a patriot stands up for the Second Amendment, it is a great thing, especially when he's from the great state of Michigan. But when Jerry Wayne got up in Joe Biden's fills, we decided we need to get him taken care of. Next Level Armament AR-14 edition AR-15. Mr. Wayne's new AR-15 has AR-14 inscribed on the side of it, along with a silhouette of Joe Biden saying you're full of shit. That is great. That is just great. What a great company. Maybe I'll get something from them. I'll reach out. I want a little AR-14 too. Oh, you guys, it's awesome. Robert Willis, I can't afford live chat. I appreciate all the super chats, you guys. You do not have to if you cannot. Do not. Only if you want to. And we appreciate it. It's awful. Still waiting. All right, let's do some call outs again. Let me know where you guys are checking in from. I'm going to go through a few more before I sign out. I'm going to go enjoy. I got to get some dinner. I got to do something. I've been working on videos after videos. I got a couple more lined up. Probably won't release anything more tonight. Maybe later, but most likely tomorrow. I want my AR. Dire Straits version. Yes. Belfast, Northern Cali, Atlanta. Darren Carson, thanks for the thread on that. Liberty Hill, Texas from Colorado. Idaho, Illinois is here. Messed Up, California. St. Cloud, Minnesota, New Jersey. Morgantown, West Virginia. Portland, Bay Area. Moreto, Ohio. Winchester, Virginia in the house. I have the Miller Lite virus. Montana, Belgium. Phoenix, Mike here from Tampa area. We love you. Thank you, Margaret Dell. Bay Area, Stourbridge, Massachusetts, San Diego, Alabama, upstate New York, 45 times 2. Las Vegas in the house. Goose Creek, South Carolina. What's going on? Anyone got an AR-14? Me either. Kentucky, I'm not able to keep up. Cassopolis, Michigan, what's going on? Indiana here. Tony Raider, I'd much rather pay you for the news than cable. Thank you. I appreciate it. So we keep the best of the best speeds and uploads here. I know a lot of people just work off their phones, and unfortunately, if they get the help too, they can juice up a little bit and get better quality. Lima, Ohio. Blue skies. Lima, Ohio. What's up there? They build the Abrams up there, don't they? Abrams A1 tanks. Daniel Bird. Randy Robbins, thank you guys for being here. Face is in the house. Sherry Owens, thank you guys for all the super chats. Thank you. I'm going to make sure we take a time in most live videos to go over some good text and stuff. New Jersey. Wilshire, UK. John Mutter, what is up? John, thanks for being here. Keith Soderbeck, Clear Skies in St. Cloud. That's awesome. Enjoy it. Virginia Beach, Va Beach. Kill Democrats is the name. Interesting names sometimes. Virginia Beach. I was stationed out there. Saber-tooth bird song. Hello. Welcome all patriots. I got some crazy ones on standby, folks. I'm going to be adding. It just takes time. I was thinking about that, some of the stuff I have to set up if I should do a live video ever, but it would be totally out of the norm. It'd just be me, because there's things I have to do sometimes that are permanent, or things I'm adding. I thought it would be cool. I don't know if some of you, I guess I could always go live, and if you're into it, you're into it. If not, you jump out. Just to show you some of the other stuff. Maybe I do on the backup channel. Again, yeah, I don't know if any the backup channel to the Patriot Hour 2.0. It's out there. Have not been on there in a while, couple months. That's right. Antenna TV and internet is just fine. Yes, I will have a delicious meal. Where have you been? Sunshine after the storm. Where have I been? I've done a few videos in the last couple of weeks, I guess. It's not been very much. Rebuilding. I completely nuked my server, brought it all back up appropriately, got some new drives, made sure the solid states all had their drivers and correct procedures, ordered new RAM, and well, I haven't actually gotten to all that yet, but I mean, honestly, folks, it's just the things I had here. And doing it the correct way, but the RAM's going to be the last thing. Need to get a little bit more, just to make the computer a little bit quicker thinking, even though it's pretty much there. Be the last final capper. But other than that, yeah, lots of issues actually. And then I just got into tons of other machines that I actually have, laptops, some of the kids' stuff. And I did like a complete just digital thing that needed to be done for all my devices. So everything's back up and great now. And actually some added things that I ended up finding in my closet and digging through different closets I have. And I got lots of gear. So this screen, for example, it's got a broke ribbon in it. It's got a line coming down, but it doesn't matter. That's why it was put up. Like, it's finally, I could probably take it apart and fix it. But that's, again, everything takes time. Toilet paper shortage due to Dems being full of she. That's a good one. That is a very good one. Yes, they are. Okay, folks, I'm going to shut this one down. Again, thanks for being here. Again, No Agenda Saturday, Red Pill session. And you guys no more being spoon-fed. You're going to have to come to your own conclusions. Dig and dig and dig for all the facts. Again, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live show at some point. I'll be reading some letters. The person who sent me that. And this is actually from like a month ago, but I'm just getting around to, I've read some of that. All of it. I think I've read some of it to you guys. And again, I love these. Somebody had sent. You could see some are taken because I've given some out. Epstein did not kill himself. That's a good one. Libertards. Trump train. Okay, and I'm going to let you guys know on Monday, Woodman will probably be back on the show. He'll update us with the shirts and everything else that's kind of taken place. Again, I appreciate it, you guys, for being here. Yes, those of us that pray together, we stay together. Say a prayer for your loved ones, your family. If you're home with family tonight, enjoy. Hold your loved ones close. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to go get some dinner, enjoy some family time, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow morning, most likely. Tomorrow's going to be a day of just some information coming out, a couple different videos, and maybe a live show in the evening. Other than that, take care. Keep your head on a swivel. If you see something, say something, come back here to the channel, give us an email, drop down below. Possibly tomorrow night, live call-in show on Sunday evening, live call-in show. So keep that in mind and write it on your calendars. You guys have a great evening. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you back here soon on the next Patriot Hour.